All right, today I'll be joined on set with an award-winning actress, and she's also a writer, which is very interesting. Pursuit, given her family background, but also in this part of the world, whether someone can pursue that to make it a career path. Help me to welcome on set today, Miss Tayo Shonubi. So the writing part, I'm a writer, I'm an author, I've written a couple of books, and a lot of people in our nation struggle to write. I know you've written something that airs on Power Magic here. There's a series called The Beloved.
Yes, so I was a writer for the TV series Beloved. But I started writing because I wasn't getting any jobs.
Yeah.
So
my
I was like,
wife
let me write
my
something
wife
for
has got to
myself.
thank you because she's always watching those shows.
Oh,
Especially,
thank you for watching.
Especially Beloved. So do you do a number of other accents?
I do.
So let's shoot. The statement is, you have made a good choice to be on this podcast today. Give us a different accents.
Okay, so the first one. You've made a good choice to be on this podcast today.
Yeah, that is, Britain.
That's Cockney. RP would be, you've made a good choice to be on this podcast today. And then the American one would be, you've made a good choice to be on this podcast today.
You were born for a purpose, and those who are set before you, run it with precision and intent. Breathe, dream, act, and believe. If not now, then when? And if it's not us, then who? Welcome to Destiny Matters, the English edition. And now your host, Pastor Charles Kasibante.
All right, welcome to Destiny Matters, people. We are glad that you're excited to have you. This is the day the Lord has made. We will be glad and rejoice in the day God has made. Thank you for joining those who are joining us for the first time online, especially on YouTube. I want you to subscribe to our channel and follow our new English content that you'll be able to be inspired. And of course, this is about Destiny Matters. The month of May here at Destiny Matters is a month of dominion. I'd like to ask you to join us for our daily conferences if you want to be a part of what's happening here. It will definitely be a blessing to you. All right, today I'll be joined on set with an award-winning actress, and she's also a writer, which is very interesting. Pursuit, given her family background, but also in this part of the world, whether someone can pursue that to make it a career path. And we'll be talking movie and film and musicals and theater and how it is going here in Uganda. And if you're interested to be a part of this new momentum of arts in this nation, then this is your program to watch. We'll be talking to an expert, and she's a professional. She's also, been doing this for a while and doing a few other things. As we will talk to her. Help me to welcome on set today, Miss Tayo Shonubi. Right?
Thank you. Yes,
I got
Tayo
it.
Shonubi,
I got
exactly.
it. I got it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Would you please greet our audience of Destiny Matters?
Yes, hi audience. My name is Tayo. I'm an actor and writer for film and TV. I'm a teacher. I teach acting. I teach voice. I'm a photographer. And
So you teach
that
voice?
might be it. I teach voice, yes. I teach.
How do they teach voice?
So I teach singing, but I also teach accents and dialects. And also I kind of give people insight into how to use their voices sustainably so that they can use their voices for longer. So a lot of singers might be good singers, but not necessarily have very good technique.
Okay.
And because the voice it's a muscle, like any other muscle in your body, you have to take care of it, you have to warm it up, you have to cool down, so.
Yeah. And I think you give a few tips. A lot of our audience, people, music directors, singers in choirs, in churches and all of that. So when you say teaching accents and language, what do you mean?
So accents and dialects. So for actors, it's important to be able to be flexible. So I always say the more you can do, the more you can do.
So do you do a number of other accents?
I do.
How many do you do?
The ones I'm very good at, probably maybe 2 or 3.
So let's shoot. We start with which one now? Ugandan?
So the ones I'm best at are Cockney, which is like a London accent, RP, which is like the posh Queen's English accent, and then kind of an American California accent as well.
All right. So the statement is, you have made a good choice to be on this podcast today. Give us the different accents.
Okay, so the first one, you've made a good choice to be on this podcast today.
Yeah, that is, British.
That's Cockney. RP would be, you've made a good choice to be on this podcast today.
Okay.
And then the American one would be, you've made a good choice to be on this podcast today.
Okay. Yeah, those people sound different.
Yeah, I hope so.
Isn't she amazing? I think also, so you found out this gift that you had it. Is that something that they teach? You can actually learn different accents and dialects?
Definitely. So personally, I grew up watching a lot of British and American television.
Yeah.
I also went to an international school where people had different accents. So I was constantly hearing all these different voices and accents.
Yeah.
But then, so by the time I got to university in the US, I could already kind of do them. But I did take an accents and dialects class, which helped me to better understand how to do them more consistently.
Yeah.
So yes, it's definitely something you can learn. All the sounds that you hear, they already exist in you. You just have to figure out how to put them together to correspond to a different region.
Have you tried Pidgin?
I have, and I'm really bad at it, which is terrible because I'm half Nigerian. But yeah, no, I've tried, and that's one I'm still working on.
Yeah. A lot of my friends can do, they can also do the Indian accent. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Why are you here? Anyway, so there's something very interesting about your story. To me, that really caught my eye. Your dad is a senior counsel. He's been in law. He's one of the big names in law in this country, and of course you take his surname. But then, so you come in, and then you said, you know what, Dad, I'm not doing law. Your things are good, but I want to pursue my talent. I want to go and act, and you've been good at it, even to the point of winning an award. What is that pushes you into feeling that this could have been your direction, acting, and yet you could have pursued any other career?
Well, first of all, I want to say that you're right. I could have pursued any other career because I have always had very aggressive support from my family. So I really think regardless of what I said I wanted to do, they would have supported me. And I know that that's not the case for everyone, so I'm very thankful about that.
Are you the last born?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, people can usually tell that I am. So I found out at a very young age, maybe like 6 or 7, that musicals brought me a lot of joy.
Yeah.
So I would sing and dance and act by myself in my room, but I was very shy.
Were you there in the days of Sound of Music?
Sound of Music is my favorite musical. Yeah. I can do the entire thing for you right now, but we don't have time. But I could do the whole thing.
For
my
real?
sister and I, that's the first musical.
Yeah.
My mom introduced us to musical theater, and that's the first musical we watched. So I have the whole thing memorized at this point.
Yeah, I remember UBC, and we would be waiting at home. We'll sit, and then they'll play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's a classic. It's a classic for sure.
So that inspired you one way to pursue that?
I would say so for sure, yeah. It made me very happy. Like I said, I was very shy as a child, and it wasn't until maybe my early 20s or late teens that I started being more confident of a performer. Yeah. I was doing a lot of hiding behind other people when I was performing before that. So I think once I was able to kind of get over any fear, it was very helpful for me to fully accept that, okay, let me lock in.
Do you have memory of your first time that you acted or you're given a role at all?
The first time was probably kindergarten, but the first time that I really had a role on a stage was a musical called Hope the Musical. This was in 2007, I think.
Yeah.
And I played the main character's little sister. And then actually in 2019, we redid the musical and I played the main character. Okay. So that was like a cool full circle moment. But yeah, Hope the Musical was my first stage show that I did. It was written by an American man called Rick Bassett. He moved here with his family. And he had written and performed for, he had written music for Broadway shows in New York. And while he was here, he wrote a musical while he was here. And that's the musical.
So as I want to ask you, because you pursued this from a university in the US, why didn't you, much as actually, we spoke, you were at Broadway, watched a couple of things and did a couple of things there. So why did you then choose to come back to home where this industry is not yet at that peak, it's not paying off as much yet? But yet lately, the film industry is doing well. There's a lot of growth, but it's not as much as what could be like a Broadway or a Hollywood experience. So why did you choose to come back home?
Yeah, well, first of all, home is home, so it's always nice to be back. Second, as amazing as Hollywood is and Broadway is, and as much as Broadway is my dream that I do want to still work towards, the industry there is very, very saturated. And actually, one of the reasons why I started writing was because I was an actor in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, and I had an agent, but I was auditioning several times a week, but I wasn't booking anything. So I decided, let me try and write something for myself, something that I would want to be in as an actor, something I would want to watch as an audience member. So that's how I got into writing. And I feel like here, I have the opportunity to share everything I've learned over the last however many years with people who might not have the same access to things as I have. And it's arguably, I would say it's much more rewarding. And I actually think things are a bit more accessible here. It's definitely more affordable to make a film in Uganda than in LA or in New York. So there's lots of benefits to being in both places, but this is just where I am at the moment.
Yeah, awesome. And I think for me, that is a selfless act to be able to share with other people that really need it the most, and not just going for your personal interest. I wanted you to walk me through that idea. I've always thought about it in Hollywood. How do people get roles? How do people land these opportunities? Is it that hard, like though you've expressed it? So you get this agent, then the agent talks about you for different roles?
Yeah, basically. So I got my agent through a showcase that my school does. So because I was at a performing arts university, they kind of have connections. So they invite a bunch of people in the industry, agents and managers, to watch your showcase. And then if they like you, they reach out to you. So I was lucky enough to have someone reach out to me. We had an interview. We talked for about an hour so that we could get to know each other, because as actors, we can be very quick to be like, oh my gosh, I have an agent, finally, and you just kind of go with anyone. But it's important, because this is the person who's going to kind of be representing you and getting you certain opportunities, that you also kind of feel like it's a good vibe, as the kids say, between the two of you. So we had a long conversation, and then what happens is you just receive breakdowns, basically saying prepare a monologue, or prepare the attached monologue, or prepare this scene, and send a video to us. And that's how most of my auditions, and a lot of auditions, especially post-COVID now, are self-tapes. Less and less auditions have been, for film and TV, have been in person,
Okay. But Hollywood in itself is a very challenging environment. I would imagine if you had to go on audition there, some of the of the roles available, like for young women like you, are very hard. They involve so much. Were you willing to go that? I mean, how much were you willing to act? Because Hollywood can be crazy.
Yes. So they I wasn't, and I'm still not willing to compromise certain things.
Yeah.
But like you said, yeah, Hollywood is a crazy place, and they do sometimes ask you if you're comfortable with certain things.
Okay.
And you just tell them yes or no. And that ranges from extreme things to, are you willing to cut your hair? Are you willing to shave your beard? Are you willing? They will ask you like different things.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's certain things that I'm not willing to do. But it also kind of is, it depends on the piece, it depends on the work.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time it's just as soon as I kind of see that it's going to be something that I know I'm not into, I'll just shut it down straight away.
Yeah.
Just because just because I don't want the moral weight of certain things.
Yeah.
I auditioned for a show once in New York that was more. I wanted to be on Broadway. It was for a Broadway production, but morally, it was going to be difficult for me to do that show. And it was the worst audition of my life. It went really, really badly. I cried. But I think it's because I was not, my heart wasn't in it, because I knew that I would have to do this show 8 times a week, and it would probably just be too much for me.
Yeah. And sometimes doing the same thing for different audiences, like 8 times a week, that's a lot of work, right?
Yeah. It is a lot of work. Broadway performers are athletes.
Yeah,
Because you're
yeah,
singing,
yeah.
you're moving, you have to remember your lines. It's a lot to remember. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. And you know, the thing is about arts in general, it's not driven by the profession itself. It's driven by passion. You have to want it. You have to be built for it. Yeah. So the writing part, I'm a writer. I'm an author. I've written a couple of books, and a lot of people in our nation struggle to write. I want you to walk me through your writing experience. What inspires you? How do you get your storyline? I know you've written something that airs on Power Magic here. There's a series called The Beloved.
Yes, so I was a writer for the TV series Beloved. But with the writing, like I said, I started writing because I wasn't getting any jobs.
Yeah.
So
my wife has got to thank you, because she's always watching those shows.
Oh,
especially,
thank you for watching.
Especially Beloved. Yeah.
So it was a good show. It was an amazing experience. I was actually surprised when I got hired, because I didn't have any writing experience.
So you write the whole series?
No. We were 10 writers.
Oh.
So we each kind of write an episode, but there were over 260 episodes, so I ended up writing maybe 15 of them. But in terms of where I get my ideas from, it varies. So sometimes it's a dream, and I wake up in the middle of the night and record it on my phone so I don't forget.
You're serious?
Yep.
No.
I have so many recordings on my phone that are just called dream or idea for film or stuff like that.
So you can be there sleeping, and then a dream comes to you?
Yes.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's and it happens more than I would think it would have happened.
Do you have any experience you can share with us?
Let me think. One will come to me, I'm sure.
Okay.
But and then I'm also very influenced by a writer called Jordan Peele. He started out as a comedian, but now he kind of makes kind of psychological thrillers, kind of very layered stories, social commentary style. And then I also really like The Twilight Zone, which is a show from the 1950s that I bond over with my dad. And my dad is actually one of the first people who hears all of my ideas. and I'll ask him like, what do you think about this? And then he'll give me some feedback. And then I also go to my mom, and then I go to my siblings. So before anyone sees anything, I ask them what they think. And then I kind of go from there. But I really like stories that have layers. Kind of maybe you might have to watch it more than once to see, where the second time you see it, you're like, oh, and you like kind of pick up on different things the second or third time you watch it.
Yeah, and I think even the idea of dramatizing even biblical stories has been amazing. We cannot overlook the fact that like people would understand the story of Moses more from the film than from the scriptures. Yeah, whether it is Noah or Abraham or even the Lord Jesus Christ. You know, I remember I hosted someone on this set that told me she came to the Lord through a movie. Yeah, which was very interesting. So I think writing down storylines and writing stuff and creating stories is very spiritual. It's something that's extremely powerful. Being able to tell stories, you know. So when you come back here home, I know that now people are writing a lot more. You even got, landed that job. I want to ask though, was that a payable job, or is that something that you offered, writing for like maybe The Beloved or?
Like, was I paid?
Yeah.
Yes, I was. I
So-
was paid. I was paid per episode, yes.
So now they pay like good money. Is that something that one can now pursue as a real career here?
I definitely think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think so. It's definitely a career. I mean, that was a multi-choice show.
Oh yeah.
But yes, definitely we were paid, and we were paid well, and we were paid on time.
Okay. So but you come in the middle of a show. So how do you pick up the story? How do you? So you there's no basic script like the original, or do you write the diverse stories around it?
So we kind of get there, and our boss has an idea for a show, and he shares it with us. So he basically tells us where it starts and how he wants it to end. And then we have to just come up with everything in between. So it's a lot of brainstorming, discussing.
A
Do we
lot of
think
work.
this makes sense? A lot of work,
Yeah.
yes. And you have 10 different styles, 10 different voices, 10 different types of writers. So it's important also that those writers kind of gel, and you find a balance between everyone. But yeah, so we brainstorm, and then we get beat sheets, which basically outline each episode. Then we go home, write the episode, come back, read the episode, see if there are any changes we need to make, go home, make the changes, come back. If it's fine, it's fine. And then they go and shoot it.
And usually, that process takes how long?
It varies, but maybe like a month.
Yeah. And that is deep work,
Not
day and
even.
night, and you're riding back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Musicals in Uganda. What do you think? Have you seen any here?
I have, and I've been in quite a few recently. I was in My Fair Lady. I was in She Loves Me, which is the show I won Best Actress for last month. Last month. There was also Phantom of the Opera, Adungu Tale, the musical. So there have been a couple.
Okay.
I think we are on the right track in terms of quality,
Okay.
performance, the quality of the performances. But I think you can always make things better. Like even
Yeah.
on Broadway, they can always do something better.
Yeah. And you do this at the National Theatre?
Yes, this was at the National Theatre.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people enjoy it, but the process, the idea of creating it. We were talking earlier, and I told you that I was part of a few musicals. I used to act when I was at Namasagali College, and would do the musical style and all that. But also film in this country. Some of the directors now are my friends, and I've seen the growth in the filming industry. is really now watchable and actually exportable. The other day, we were flying on Emirates and looking through the movies that are provided, African movies, and there were Ugandan movies. I was like, wow, yeah, we've been able to make it. You're partly Nigerian and partly Ugandan, so I don't know if you can answer this question appropriately.
I'll try.
Because I wanted to ask you what you think has made the Nigerian movie industry bigger in Africa than any other African country.
I would say, I feel like somehow they kind of had more reach a lot earlier than us. So I remember when I was a kid, like super, super young, seeing Africa Magic movies.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing any Ugandan movies on like DSTV back then. And maybe there were, but I don't remember seeing them. And also, and this might be a bit more broad, but I think Nigerians are, in a good way, very intense people. And they're very passionate.
Aggressive, you mean? Probably?
I feel like aggressive has a bit of a negative connotation, but they're go-getters.
Yeah.
So even me, who probably in Uganda I would be considered an extrovert, when I go to Nigeria, I feel like I'm the quietest person in the world. It's a very intense place, and they're very culturally. Whereas here, I think we're a bit more laid back.
And it's interesting. And it's interesting as you say that. If you find in Nigeria on any day, they will be different from a Ugandan.
100%.
100%. And I don't know whether, it doesn't matter whether it is in the gospel, whether it is in movies, there's something about them. I don't know whether because there's so many in one small country, because they're about 70 million, 170 million, I'm told. So they compete for resources. I don't know, but every Nigerian, anywhere you find them in the world, they will be more aggressive than any other African.
Yeah, no, they really, man, I think it's just like a cultural thing. They really just know what they want, and once they decide what they want, they're like, I'm doing it, and I'm going to give like 110%.
I mean, they've made us love their music style. They've made us sing their songs. We sing in church, Igwe. We don't even know, some of us don't even know what it means. They've literally put in a lot of, and also their movies. I think most of their movies were not that good, really, honestly. If you told me they're not like at that level, but somehow they are able to export their product. I mean, you find someone on TV watching one of those Nigerian movies with they give us concepts that you can bewitch someone and put them in a bottle, you know, all kind of things that we never imagined before. But as Ugandans, do you feel like now we are setting the stage to be able to finally export something? Because whether it is Indian movies or Chinese or Hollywood, they've exported. And you see, the funny thing about movies, people don't even know, but cultures are exported, things are exported. A lot of people get to know about cultures through movies. Somehow, in our heads, we think that everyone from China is a martial artist champion. You know, once you see a Chinese, you're like, yeah, why? Because the movies have literally built a mind. Uganda. Now, that's where I want to bring the question. First of all, in Ugandan movies, a lot of them don't export culture. I think we have a lot of corporate culture there, but let me not preempt the question. Do you feel like we are on the route where we can now begin to grow this industry by exporting?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think we've already started that actually, because I mean, you know, you have channels like Pearl Magic Prime, and that's on DSTV, which you can access all over the continent. And then you also have filmmakers like Lukman Ali, who made The Girl in the Yellow Jumper, which is a movie, a really good movie on Netflix. And it has Michael Wawuyo Sr. and Jr., Morris Kiria. It has a really amazing cast. So I think that we have already started doing that. A handful of really amazing, talented filmmakers have already started doing that. it is also about connections and who you know and that sort of thing. So that might be a barrier, because if you don't have access to certain people, it's going to be 10, 15 times harder to get your stuff on Netflix or on Prime Video, whatever it is. So, and then as far as like the content, I do think that some of it is people sometimes have to make what the people who are giving them the money want them to make. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's not up to me as the writer. It's up to the people who have the money, and they say, make a movie about a Ugandan version of Cinderella, and okay, I'll do that. So sometimes it's not necessarily up to us what the stories are, but it's always a stepping stone to visibility, which can, you know, increase credibility and allow you to create more and be seen by more people.
Yeah, I was talking to Matthew Nabwiso, one of, you know, he's done an amazing work in the movie industry, and we talked about it. And of course, they've invested a lot of time. He's scooped many awards, even from Nigeria, for some of his movies. But movie industry is a lot of work. People don't even know. It's a lot of work. You guys go and shoot for months and months before even we see the product. And then by the time we watch it, you've worked like a whole year. Yeah. So there's a lot of investment. And then because sometimes it's not as rewarding, actors and writers and whoever are involved have to do side hustles, do other things to really make the money. But there's something someone said earlier on today before we get into the break, that gifts and talent don't have race or gender. You can go anywhere in the world as long as you're gifted. Your gift can be received any place in the world. So it's like a key, and you can use it to unlock any door if you want to. Well, I'm here with Lady Shonubi here, a young lady who's writing stuff. We'll be coming back on Destiny Matters.
Praise God, saints. My name is Henry Tendokaya from the House of Israel Church here in Mutundwe. I come bearing good news, and I come as a herald of the KDIG, Kingdom, Dominion, and Influence Gathering, that happens every month of May. Remember, May is Dominion Month. And guess what? We have very many men of God who are coming to join us. From the UK, we have Apostle Caesar Mukisa and Reverend Alexander Ocheja. From Dubai, we have Prophet Srijit Grace himself. He's coming to grace us for the KDIG. From Rwanda, we have Pastor Julian Kawanda. She's also coming for the KDIG conference. And from South Africa, we have Pastor Bukasa Emmanuel, who is also going to be part of the KDIG this very year. Not forgetting Uganda, Pastor Stephen Mutesasira and our very own Pastor Charles Kasibante will also be here for the KDIG this very year. Remember, our theme is the anointing of Joseph, the anointing to dominate, the anointing to govern, and the anointing to influence. See you there.
Why did you leave this in my house?
Sitaga kwewozaako. Tolina ky'ommanja.
After what it did to you? What it did to Judge Rose, and now what? Because you failed to get rid of it, you just dump it on me. Why?
Playing the victim again. One of your flaws.
Best Actress Award, and the winner is Tayo Shonubi.
You were born for a purpose, and those who rest set before you. Run it with precision and intent. Breathe, dream, act, and believe. If not now, then when? And if it's not us, then who? Welcome to Destiny Matters, the English edition. And now your host, Pastor Charles Kasibante.
Welcome back to Destiny Matters. As the announcer has been telling you, I'd like you to plan to attend our Dominion Month. Here, many speakers coming from everywhere. It's a powerful conference that I want you to be a part of, and it will change your life. We are located here in Mutundwe along Nalukolongo Road. Join us and your life will not be the same again. And if you're unable to come physically, please join us every evening at 7 p.m. online East African time, and you'll be blessed amazingly. So the picture that you see, the image there you see, is of Lady Tayo Shonubi, and she right there was receiving an actress award from that musical. So we are glad to have her today on set here in Destiny Matters, and we'll be talking more. Very impressive, because one of the things that touched us to have her come on the show is the fact that somebody is able to leave what people, predominantly people call the usual shows, and just pursue something that she wants. You going to, of course, become an inspiration to many other young people. I look at my daughter, I'll tell you for real, she's about, she's now 11, but she's so gifted. When she begins to dance, she loves music, she loves acting. And in my mind, I would want, as African parents especially, we are so used to the white collar professionals. Like we want to have a lawyer in the family. We should have an accountant. We should have this architect in the family, which is okay. But sometimes why we should really live our parents' dreams and not be able to live our own dreams? Was that a challenge for you? Okay, well, you told me your family was okay with that. But do you feel like other people have a challenge to pursue what they really love?
Yeah, I think there's different challenges that come up with doing or being in industries that are kind of more passion-based or passion-driven.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you have to, so you have the passion for it, so you already know that you want to do it, but then of course there's, can I do it sustainably? Can I sustain myself? Can I pay rent? Can I buy food? Can I buy a car? Whatever it is. And that's where things like what you mentioned, side hustles or what we call survival jobs kind of come in, so that you can also live. Because also in the entertainment world, there's a lot of contract. It's contract work. So once your contract is done, which can be a few months, it can be a year, it can be 2 years, then you have to start looking for work again. It's one of the few industries where you're often kind of unemployed, and you have to kind of apply for work constantly.
And very many people, even internationally, seem to have stories like that. I've listened to a couple of people talk, like Denzel Washington, whether it is Steve Harvey or Sylvester Stallone, and they shared how they used to live off from their vehicles, from their cars, because they were homeless at some point, and until they could land this real deal that could change their lives. So it's an industry that you have to really put in a lot every day to put yourself out there, and it's work. It's work, and I think that's why it's so rewarding once it begins to reward you, because there's a lot of work invested in it. And a lot of us, so many people watch you on TV if you want to act. It's like they know you. It's like you're their sister. It's like you're their brother. Like there's a relationship. They talk about you like someone they know. As soon as the roles you act begin to look like you, people find you in the marketplace and they're like, oh, I saw you acting that. Do you face that sometimes?
I don't.
Not yet?
Not yet, because when I do get stopped, it's mostly for things I've done in theater. So for My Fair Lady and She Loves Me, and it's people kind of being, I loved watching you in that. I haven't done anything that's too blurs the lines a lot between myself and the characters, because like I said, at the moment I'm working on my first feature-length film, but at the moment I've done 3 short films. So, and they've gone to film festivals, but I haven't been stopped in the market.
Not yet.
Yet.
But soon.
For those.
Very soon they'll stop you. I get it all the time just by being on this podcast. And somebody meets you and they're like, they know you. And then you have to also make sure that you know them, because you don't know them, but you have to behave like you know them, because that's what it's all about, being on TV. Yeah. But I was asking you about a lot of young people now in this country, and I think this is a new sphere. Would you advise without a doubt that anyone can now pursue what a passion in their life? Or do you think it should be a side jig? Or can it be a mainstream thing that I do, that, you know what, I'm gonna pursue music. I feel like I want to be good at I'm good at music. Let me study it. Let me become a professional at it. Is that something that you would advise your own child to do?
I would definitely, if you have, because that passion, that desire, whatever you want to call it, has been put in you for a reason, right? And I think more often than not, we regret it more if we don't try than if we do try.
Yeah.
If you try and you say, okay, I'm going to give myself 2 years and I'm going to try and I'm going to shoot a short film with my phone and I'm going to go for acting workshops and I'm going to attend events and try and meet people and see if I can get somewhere. If it gets to the end of 2 years and nothing has happened for me, then fine. But it's just, I feel like it would be heartbreaking to now go and become... There's nothing wrong with being an accountant. But for example, if you went and became an accountant and you're at your desk and you're like, oh, I wonder what life could have been like if I was on stage, you know? It's just, it's kind of sad if you don't give yourself the opportunity. You're holding yourself back.
Especially when you find people that you thought you were doing better than them, and then all of a sudden they're out there. They've actually made it because they were persistent in their, I've seen it, in their passions. They wanted it so badly, they gave it all their lives without thinking about any other alternative. See, the challenge is that when it comes to our passions, you are the capital. Yeah, so you have to throw yourself out there 100%. If you're not there, it won't work. It has to work with you because it is you. You are the actual capital. But we are very excited to have you. Thank you for coming on this podcast of Destiny Matters.
Thank you.
Thank you for making the time, and we congratulate you on your first achievements so far. I know that a lot is coming up.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we wish you the best in writing. I'm going to be looking for you to write for me some Christian content.
Please, yes, I would love to do that.
Yeah, because I believe that dramatizing the word or the Bible is as much evangelism as holding the microphone and preaching it.
100%.
Yeah, and so you writers come in so handy, and of course it is power of creativity. You know, you imagine something and then you write it. I tell people don't know how much strength we put in just even creating a sermon. It may look ordinary until they ask you to actually create 1,000 sermons a year. Then you know how much work it takes to actually do that.
Yes. I've just remembered one of the film ideas I had that came
finally
as a dream. Yes.
Okay.
It was basically what are the consequences of answering a phone call? What if every time your phone rang, there was a consequence for that? And I actually ended up making that film.
Okay.
And it went to the Silicon Valley African Film Festival, and it also went to the Mashariki Film Festival in Kigali. And it's called Can You Text?
Okay.
So that idea started as a dream.
So the concept was that every time they called you, there could be a consequence?
Yes.
Something bad could happen?
Something bad happens. I won't say what the bad thing is, but something bad happens.
Yeah.
And I won't say anything else.
And to be honest, as in something bad really happened with phone calls, it has. Phone calls have been a birth of many problems. So many people right now are even divorced because of that one phone call. Like, I wish I did not pick it up. Yeah, so many consequences. All right, we have had a great time talking to Lady Tayo Shonubi, and we're going to close the street from here. Keep on joining our online conversation. Those of you that have had a little bit of what has been talked about, go to the comment sections and keep on. And if you want to contact Lady Shonubi here and with a gift of writing, whether you're a church or a small group, she can always give you a service. And we're excited to have her join us today on Destiny Matters. Many young people that are destined in this area in film industry, get the braveness. Pursue your passion. Don't fear. It's doable. And if your family supports you, the better. There is no career that doesn't have challenges. Everything is difficult, but give it your best. Put your right energy there. Put your best foot forward. The best thing about using your talent and your gift is that no one can duplicate that. You are the only one on the market, and you can sell that product to whoever wishes to buy it. Yeah. So until next time, your destiny matters.
Thank you for watching this edition of Destiny Matters. For more information, contact us on +256 700 102 040 or +256 756 444 707. And remember to like and subscribe. Destiny Matters. Christ is the formula.